This Banshee here belongs to a guy that I met a few months back, and I finally said, you know what, bring it over, man. I'll help you out, get it finished up. He's a younger guy. He never done it before. He powder coated some stuff, and it needs work. So, like this upper A-arm here, I don't know if you can tell it with me holding the phone. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, the phone's moving. There you go. I mean, basically there's no bushing in it. So I told him, order me some bushings. I replaced the upper ball joint on both sides for him. The steering is really tight. I think when he powdered the stem, they probably didn't take the powder off where the seals go on top, so it's probably bound up because it's really, really tight. The intakes were leaking anywhere they could possibly leak. Yes, I know the boost bottle's on there, and that sucks. He doesn't have a crossover here. I am going to tell him put a stock crossover on it. I did get it all sealed up for him, leaked it down, held fine. He didn't even know. He said, I don't know why, but when I put the grab bar on, it hits the plastic. I said, because your subframe's bent. Look at the subframe. If you can tell in the video, man, it's trash. Subframe's trash. So I'm not going to mess with that because I'm not going to destroy his powder more than I have to. His brake rotor, it was dished out real bad. You know how they dish out from when a slider gets messed up? That was screwed up, and then he had one bolt he could not get out to save his life. So I used my torch and just slided it, impact driver, bam, got it out. So I'm going to replace the rotor and the bolts with OEM equipment. Got that here already. Not sure what else. And see, all this should have been taken care of before. Got a broken bolt right there. This was the subframe was destroyed on it. The pegs. So this rear peg hole here, the nut back there is gone. I mean, it's literally flopping around the frame somewhere, and that should have been taken care of before it was powdered, of course. So I'm going to repair that. And then the front one on the other side is stripped out. So I did. Most of the Banshee guys know you can order these replacement bosses from JDS. JDS sent me these, so I'm going to be welding these on. And the easiest way to do it is do one at a time, so you can have your bolts line up. The jets and the carburetors, they are genuine PWKs. They say plastic on the fuel lines. They're genuine. He didn't know anything about the needles, didn't know anything about the jets, so it had stock 138 mains, and I think 38 pilots they come with. So I'm like, that's not going to work. So I had him order me some filters from Cascade, from Top Dog, and all that good stuff. Here's the receipt for everything. I had him order me the needles, the jets, everything like that. I think the jets he ended up getting from Rocky Mountain ATV, but I ordered, I told him go ahead and get from a 48 to a 52 pilot and from a 148 to a 155 main or a 158 main. So I have options. So I got all the mains here. I'm getting ready to slap them in. The A-arms, bushings he got from Vidos. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm just going to throw all this back together. This is going to be, a walk in the park. Now the main reason I wanted to do this is because of this. So he's got an old round plug on it, right? The ground ain't hooked up. He said he wasn't sure where it went. It's in bad shape, right? So I noticed, and I'll try to find the picture. I'll slip a picture in here right now. So yeah, the pipe, it runs through here, and I think this was tied, or it was laying somewhere around here, or it may have been split and ran through like this or something, but it was laying on the pipe. And he didn't run the bike long enough to even melt it, because when it fired up on those factory jets that the carbs came with, it wouldn't hardly run. The minute he took it for a ride, that harness is smoked. Well, it's all taped up. It's ugly. The front, it still has all the Torx connectors on it. There is the key wiring. You can see the black tied to the black and red. It's just thrown together, no tape, no nothing. The moment it touches a frame somewhere and goes to ground, it's gonna kill the bike. Got more Torx wiring here, just tucked away in this frame strap. More Torx wiring there. Everything's just wadded up. This here, no idea, it's a black. This is black white, so this was his kill switch at some point. So we're just gonna do away with all of that. I don't even see headlight wiring in it. Well, here it is. Look at it. And this is all too common, guys, when you guys are working on your Banshees, whether you're new to it or not. So I'm gonna show the whole process of what happens when you bought this Banshee, and this is what you're dealing with. Man, I don't know where my headlights go. I don't know. There's no key. I don't know what this is. So long story short, I'm going to show you what to do when you buy a bike. Comes like this and like this. These plugs are not available anymore. yes, there are some new items being sold with these plugs. CDIs, maybe a stator here and there. They're new old stock. They're just haven't been sold yet. And these here are obsolete. That's a factory connector. It's really clean, but it is factory. Anyway, these connectors are obsolete. I can't get them anymore. There is some vendors out there that have handfuls of them, but they have hundreds of these, but they only have literally 20 of these. Or they have one side of the stator, but not the other. So I'm not gonna do that, because I'm gonna order what I can, and then I'm gonna start building harnesses, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna say, oh crap, I sold this dude a harness, and I don't have enough connectors. So, I mean, it is what it is. They're obsolete. So from now on, the easiest way is just to have me update everything. You've seen videos before, but now I'm gonna show the whole process. Taking it off the bike, putting it back on the bike, firing it up, and all that good stuff. So this is gonna be a long video. It's already 3 minutes long, so I'm not gonna do the harness in this video. I don't think. I've rambled enough. Haven't been on YouTube in years. Really busy with wiring right now, but I just wanted to help this guy out, mainly because of the opportunity to do a video on the wiring harness. So yeah, so let's get started. I'm gonna put the carbs back on, get them jetted correctly. I'm gonna replace the A-arm bushings. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rotor back on, get everything tight, get it ready, get it fired up, get it running. I'm also going to go ahead and repair the peg bungs. Whether or not I'm gonna show that, I don't know. My wife is working out of state right now. I'm totally alone, so I'm doing all this with my phone. I don't have a phone fixture, nothing like that. This is totally a spur of the moment video. Again, not to repeat myself, I just want to show the process of what happens when you get a bike with wiring like that, how the whole process works. So let me get after this, guys, and I will be back, and we'll get this harness off. Shot of the jets I rented, and I said 138, 38, but yeah, it's 135 main, so that's what comes in these PWKs when you get them, the 28s, and then I think it had a 38 pilot, which, yeah, that's not gonna work, so we're gonna go ahead and replace those. All right, so I think what we're gonna start with a 52 pilot, and we're gonna go ahead and go in with a 155 main over the 135 main and 38. 52 is probably gonna be fat on the idle. That's fine. I'd rather start fat. 155 is gonna be close. I think it's gonna call for a 152, but again, starting rich, and if it runs pretty good, loading the plugs up well, I'm probably gonna leave it that way and let him kind of deal with it from there, because when it's mine, you know, you have control over what happens, how it's ran, how it's maintained, how it's taken care of, what you're looking for, what you're not looking for. You never know what the guy's going to do. He might go out and run it balls to the wall and never let off of it. He's not going to listen for anything. He's not going to check plugs. He's not going to peek down, or, you know, are my plugs coming loose? The pipe's still hot. Just, you know, all this stuff that can be a factor to tell you that something's wrong before it melts down. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to ride it. If it loads up well and everything, you know, then I think we're going to leave it like that for him. I did order all the way up to a 160, but there's no way it's going to call for a 160. Another thing is the Vittles stuff. I didn't order that. He ordered all this and sent it over to me. So, all right, let's go ahead and put these things together and get them on the bike. All right, we got the jets in. We did 152, 155, so we're going to start with that and see how it does. I don't know if any of this is going to make it into the actual video or not. Truth is, I miss making these videos like this. I just stay so busy with wiring harnesses, I don't get the chance, guys. So let's see how much of this footage actually makes it into the wiring harness video. Who knows? Who knows? It may be two different ones. Stay tuned. All right, so in typical STV fashion, I lost one of the hose clamps, so I have to find it or get one for that. But I want to show you something real quick. So you see how this port here, it's got a rubber plug on it. You got to have that. The way the bike came in, that one was missing. And what happens is, if you look where that's at, and you look at the inside of it, and that's directly into the throat. So that is a huge air leak. So right there, that'll lean you out. So just make a note of that. Those need to be plugged up. All right, let's continue. Found it. All right, we're going to test fit these air filters, Cascades or 28s. Oh, that's not going to work. All right, we cut the hangers off for the air box, and we're going to try it now. And yes, you still can use the factory air box. Works just fine, secures firmly to the carbs, and it still uses the factory hangers in the back. I used to do that with all the Banshees that I had stock air filter boxes on. I cut that mess off, unbolt the two back bolts, loose your clamps, pop the air box right out, no fighting. And I am going to touch up his paint. I mean, I got to weld, I got to grind all this off, take those out, weld that up anyway, so his paint is going to have some damage to it. So let's see how these fit now. Oh, yeah, look at it. Like a glove. I think we're gonna angle them down just like that there. Let's see how it looks. No, it's gonna be on the frame there, so we're gonna run them just like that there. There we go. Oh, yes, sirree. That looks good to me. All right, see if I can single-handedly get these wheels off of here with a phone in one hand. They shouldn't be tight because I just put the wheel back on to move it after I pulled the rotor off. Kevin, look at the phone, not the work, because you're gonna miss the shot. All right, got her. All right, we'll pop the hub off. Always use an impact socket. I'm just playing, it's the only one I have. All right, he ordered a handy dandy Vito's high-tech top-of-the-line rotor here. It says the minimum thickness comes in at 3.55 is the least you want it to be safely. So let's see what we get on this rotor here. And we get 3.2, 3.1, and 3.1. So as long as you don't use it, it should be fine. All right, a little bit of Loctite on the rotor bolts. Guys, believe it or not, the videos years ago that I did using a bottle of Loctite, promise you, same one. It's about empty now though. So we'll throw a little Loctite on there. Yes, sir. All right, bolt her up. All right, we're gonna put 12 foot-pounds on it. Yep, that's 12 right there. Go, let go. In all seriousness, yes, it does call for 12 inch-pounds of torque. I've got a 1/2 inch and a 3/8 drive split beam. The 3/8 drive may do 12 foot-pounds, but it's so low on the scale, I wouldn't trust it. So I feel safer putting plenty of Loctite on it, getting it good and tight. I am going to hand check it with a ratchet. Be your own torque wrench. Be your own judge of torque. You know what it felt like taking them out. Put them back same way. Use Loctite. You're good to go. And if we didn't show earlier, this bushing is non-existent, so we're gonna pop that out of there real quick. It'll be so much easier with the cameraman. Yeah, I had it loose already because I didn't want to bang his frame up with that wrench. So, all right, let's pull this out of here real quick. See what's inside there. It's got a bushing in it. It's just toast. I'm gonna change those out. There's 100 ways to knock these out. You can almost grab the edge right there with vice grips with some kind of pliers and pull them out. You can knock it out one side at a time with a log punch. I have a boatload, excuse the mess, the bucket busted on me. I got a boatload of bolts and a boatload of old A-arm bolts, so I always just grab an A-arm bolt. It's bushing, plastic bushing anyway. You're not gonna hurt the bolt. If you do, but no big deal. I run it through there, let it catch on the other side, and of course, I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not, but let it catch on that side and bam, knock it right out. Sometimes they're tight. That probably would have pulled out with a pair of pliers. Like I said, a million ways to do it. Do it the way that works best for you. So I didn't even pay attention because I'm sitting here trying to make a video. Well, ain't nothing wrong with bushings. I'm sure y'all caught it right off the bat. There ain't no sleeve in there. No sleeve. The sleeve that rides on the bushing. So I gotta see if I have some sleeves. If not, he's gonna have to order some sleeves. All right, I did have a sleeve, so we're just gonna wash. It's greasy because I stuck it to it to be sure it's the right length, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wash these, wash this sleeve up because the baby here is been laying around quite a while, so I'm gonna scrub it out real good, and we're gonna wash all the parts up. We're gonna get it back in there. So let me get this done. Okay. So in the past, I may or may not have used this for its unintended purpose. I have a habit of doing that, as you saw me do with the other A-arm bolt, and it's just kind of flared out on the end just a little bit. So it's kind of tight in the bushing, which is good. But when the bushings are in the arm, you have to be able to get the sleeve through there. And if you have to knock it through, you're just gonna knock the bushing out of the back. So I'm just gonna take and buff off the ends just a little bit with the Roll-Lock, Scotch-Brite, conditioning pad, whatever you wanna call it. I'll call it a Roll-Lock. I'm just gonna sit here and just kind of buff the ends. Can't do it with one hand, so let me do that just real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm sorry about the noise. The only air compressor I have big enough to run that is a gas-powered one. One I used years ago. I have an electric one, but it's meant for carpentry work. It's a little pancake. Okay, so see there, I just kind of cleaned the ends up. I got the mushrooms off the end. It fits good now. It's still good and tight. You take it and push it right in, and I mean, it ain't coming off. I have to pull it off by hand, but now it should be just good enough that you can put some lube on it and push the pin right through there. Let's put this back together. All right, being I don't have anybody to help me here, so what you do, put bushing in the front, bushing on the back side, of course, put a little grease around the outside, a little grease on the inside, then you push, well, the sleeve's still on the table, then you grease your sleeve and you slide it through, and then you just stab it back in the frame. I'm just gonna use some regular old wheel bearing grease on these. Don't overthink it, guys. It's a freaking Banshee. It's fine. As long as you've got a type of grease on there, it's more than sufficient. So let's get this done. All right. Well, I was gonna put some gloves on because, you know, grease, but my hands are so sweaty I couldn't even get my gloves on. It just freaking tore it. So we're going in unprotected. So just gonna put a little grease on it. I mean, it ain't gotta be a crazy amount. You just need a little bit right at the ends. They don't have to be, the whole tube ain't gotta be full of grease, nothing like that. All right, guys, so that's what it ought to look like. Get that grease off of there, but now it's gonna be good and tight. I was able to get it in there, not have a problem with anything, so I'm gonna put my little grease caps, dust caps, whatever you wanna call them, back on there and slide her back in the frame. And actually, I found this the other night when I was messing with it. I believe this one's gonna be missing too. And if you look at it, you can tell something ain't right. And I had a dead blow out here because I didn't want to bang on its paint. But let me get to focus. Here's my rooster back there. But look at here. Let's see. We use a wooden part. Watch that. I don't know if you can see it moving the camera with the phone moving around, but see it move. Anyway, I'm gonna pop this one out because you can see how far that arm is shoved forward or inward. I bet that one's missing too. The rest are all tight. I checked them. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that baby back in there and pull that one out. All right, got it all back in there. And I did have a little bit of a time getting the arm back in between the ears and the frame because that tube sticks out just a little bit on both ends for this dust cap to ride on. And with that tube not in there, what it did was it sucked these ears in real tight. So I had to spread them a little bit, but got it all back in there. No more slack. Good and tight. So now let's tackle that left hand front lower one there. All right, guys, so I got the bolts out of there, and look at here. Front is missing the sleeve and it's filthy. Back one is missing the sleeve and it's filthy. So yeah, let's go ahead and drop this. I'm gonna drop this little stand here. And I think what I'll do is I'll put that on a block of wood of some sort, and should let that drop way out where I got to do the work. Let's see. I said it was gonna be a block of wood. It's firewood. Let's see. Lower this some more. Oh yeah, there we go. See there? Lower it some more. Not too much. And there we go. Now I got something to work. So let me go ahead and knock them bushings out of there. Hope my mesquite don't fall out of place, but that's the working room now. All right, so I found some sleeves in my Banshee bolt collection over there. So I don't know if I'm gonna have enough to do that side. I hope those are in there because I'm quickly running out of spares. So I'm not gonna knock these bushings out just to avoid damaging them. What I'm gonna do is just give me like a catch can, like that old molasses tub. I'm gonna stick it under here. I'm gonna put some Varsol in it, use one of my engine brushes, just clean them out real good, and that'll work as good as anything else. All right, yeah, my neighbor had a bunch of these molasses tubs next door. She used them for planters, and I said, can I have one? She goes, what do you want it for? I was like, I don't know, but I want one. But now I know what I'm gonna use it for a big catch pan. Originally, I was gonna use it to roll my water hoses up in under the faucet, but y'all don't care about that. So anyway, I just wiped it out in case I did use Varsol, but I found out, had a little bit of gasoline in a water bottle that I drilled a hole in the lid, because some of you may know or may not know, a few weeks ago I bought a square body Chevy, and I was trying to fill the carb bowl up on it to fire it up to see if it would run and see if I could actually hear it run before I even drove it off, but it wouldn't. So long story short, it's still full of gas. So I'm just gonna do it with that. Just gonna squirt some of this in there. Run that brush in there a few times, get it good and clean. This will work as good as anything else, and don't have to worry about taking them apart, knocking anything out of there, or damaging anything. So, yep, we're gonna do this real quick. And I'll follow up with a little bit of brake cleaner to be sure that they're clean. Just be sure you get it good and clean. Work it in, and hey, get your mind out of the gutter, guys. Come on now, cleaning the arm bushings. All right, that ought to do her. All right, just gonna hose it out with some brake cleaner. Clean these up in that bar saw tank, and grease them up, slide them in, run it, follow up with a little brake clean. There we go. Hurry up and wipe that off, because that will trash his paint on the arms. And they are good and clean. We're gonna blow it out with air compressor. Clean these up, grease them up, and throw it together. We'll be back. All right, here we go. Got them in there. Just gonna clean up the grease caps and everything, wipe everything down, and put it back in the frame. And I'm gonna go ahead and check the upper and the lower on this side, just to be sure. All right, cleaned up the grease caps. I'm gonna go ahead and pop them on there, and get the back set. And then I'll catch up with you guys when I get it all bolted back together. I'm gonna go ahead and check everything else out. If it's the same way, I'm not gonna show it. It's just redundant. But I will catch up with you guys whenever I tackle something else. I don't know what's next. All right, well, we got the front end all back together. Everything's legit now. Everything's nice and tight. Went ahead and hung the expansion chambers back on it. Go ahead and start bolting the hangers back up, stuff like that. It had a lot of mismatched bolts in it. Like this is one of the bolts they had in it, super long, stuck way through the frame. One's an Allen head, the other one was, I think it was like a hardware type bolt, hardware store type bolt rather. So got some high quality bolts here, and I know it is true because see, it says right there, high quality. So if it says it, it must be true, right? But these actually are cool bolt kits. He bought it and said, here's some bolts if you need them and stuff like that. So yes sir, found a couple of bolts that will work right there. And we're gonna go ahead and bolt these expansion chambers back up, button them up, and then we'll get on to the stingers, and we'll go from there. Now the stingers are gonna be something else. There's a bolt here somewhere. This was one of the bolts he had holding the stinger on back here in the frame, because man, honestly, I don't think I would have used this frame for this build. These are stripped out where the hangers go for the stingers or whatever. These are stripped. I found a couple of bolt holes elsewhere that had broken bolts in them, which I mean, yeah, it can be taken out, but it just kind of adds up. Long moment. Subframe's been up pretty bad. You can see how far it is up in the plastic. I mean, it's been up. I mean, the peg bolts are stripped out on both sides. These are all stripped out. Regular bolts won't work. So I think I probably would have just opted to go with a different frame, but I mean, you got to use what you got sometimes. So anyway, I don't know if I like, I mean, that's stuff. So I think I'm going to end up bolting up that other expansion chamber, maybe hang the stingers on here, and then and see, I may run to town and try to find something a little more better looking to put in there. Something looks a little more pleasing, because I don't like this. And then the other one, I don't even know what I did with it, because they were basically junk, so I just ditched them as soon as I took them out. This one just happened to stay right there. So I hate mismatched stuff, so at least I'm going to try and put the same bolt on both sides, because there's nothing more frustrating when you're working on a bike, and I know you've all ran into it, is you go to pull something out and it's an 8, and then it's a 10, and it's a 12, and it's a freaking Phillips head. It's just really, really annoying. So yeah, the boost bottle, I noticed it's not pushed in yet. I had to push that back in, but we're getting closer and closer. So let me get them stingers on it, guys, and we will go from there and see what's up. Okay, so this stinger's on, and I was able to get that bolt in it real good. And there, like I said, we're gonna go find something to put in there and see if I can't find some kind of a grommet to put in there, make it look decent, but it's tight. But now the right-hand side, that is one of the places that there's a bolt broke off in it that should have been taken out before powder. So I'm gonna roll it over there to the welding machine. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna go ahead and knock the paint off of that, and I'm gonna weld me a nut on there like that, and hopefully I'll be able to get that out of there. We'll just take a Scotch-Brite or a Roll-Lock. I'm not left-handed. All right, so I took a Roll-Lock and went ahead and got most of the paint off the end of that bolt there. And I just have to touch this stuff up. It would get destroyed anyway from the heat from the weld, and plus I gotta grind all this off to get these bungs out. So, and I don't even know if he wants me to straighten this. If so, that's definitely gonna get burned off. But let's go to the welding machine and see if we can't weld a nut on here. Hopefully that'll just come right out. I'd rather just try that than trying to drill it and use an extractor. It's just quicker for me. It is. All right, so there it is right there. I don't know if you're gonna be able to say anything. I got this. My phone just propped up against the ground clamp. The ground clamp's clamped on the brake pedal boss. I just kind of buffed it off, got it clean. Hopefully it'll give me a ground, but hopefully I can get enough weld on it the first time, and we can get it off of there. We'll see. Hopefully it's not cross-threaded in there. Okay, I had to go and get a light because I am welding now with 100% daylight. I don't have power in my shop. I'm running this building off of a freaking cord with one overhead light, and I had to unplug that to plug into my panel to get power to my welding machine. So it's dark in here now, and can't hardly see what I'm doing, and I sure don't want to miss. All right, there we go. We got her welded on there now. We're gonna let her cool for a minute, just enough to get the socket on it. And let's see, I got the socket right here. Let's see what happens. Get some light in here maybe. All right, so first time was so-so. I'll show you right here. You can tell that some of the bolt came out because it would have been welded flush. It came out and it broke off, so I tried it again, and I think, yeah, we got it going our way now. I just put another nut on it, welded her up. I don't think I can get these old cheapo pliers here. Well, you know what? That socket hot. It's warm, but oh, don't break, it's tight. This baby was cross-threaded. I could run a tap through it maybe and be okay. Oh. Welding hood's falling down on me. Ah, baby, yeah, it was cross-threaded. My goodness. Okay, well, we got it out. See there? Cool. I'm just gonna run a tap through that sucker, and we'll be good to go. Just got a little soot on the plastic, no big deal. Wipe all that off. I'm gonna clean this up and go find some paint that'll match halfway and fix them up. All right, well, here we are. Let's see if we can get those stingers hung up a little better. Driving the old square body. Guess I better get my wallet. Ah, yes, my favorite aisle. All right, so if I remember, we get 5/16 bolts, 2.5 or 3 should get it. I think 3 is too long, but by the time you do locks and washers, so we're gonna grab some. I probably have some, but these are by the pound, so they're like freaking dirt cheap. So I'm just gonna grab some 5/16. Try to get us a bag. Set y'all down for a second. Run away lock washer. Get in there, little fella. All right, so we got 2 2.5s, 2 3s, enough locks and then flats for everything. So now I need to figure out the spacer to go between the subframe and the Stinger itself. So we got to go with these nylons. Nah, they're gonna melt. They're gonna melt. Spacers, where they at? I mean, that would work, but no. There we go. Steel spacers, thick wall. Thin wall be just fine. I need 5/16-ish by 1/2 inch. We got 1/4, 3/8, 1/2, 5/8. Oh, good. They don't have any. Imagine that. What we can do with, we can get by with 3/8. 3/8. That's long, but I can cut it. Okay, we're gonna put that there. What is this? 1.5 inches? Quantity 1. Yeah, we get that. Okay, yeah, 1.5 inches. So cut in half. I only need them 1/2 inch long, so that's plenty. I can cut it. Let's see what's in here. 5/16 by 1, 3/8 by half, empty. I mean, I doubt they're in order. 5/16 by 3/8, 1/4. What we got here? Oh, look at here. 5/16 by half. Good God, $9.29. Oh my Lord. I don't know if dude's gonna want to pay for that. I mean, that's just, dudes, we ain't doing that. He may be wanting to pay, but you know what we gonna do? We just gonna do washers back there. Yeah, I know. But hey, it works. It's a lot cheaper. Need about 1/2 inch worth, so about like that. Double it, throw the extras in the toolbox. All right, now we need something to line that stinger with because all that hardware is missing. So I measured about 3/4. We need about like a 3/4 grommet-ish. Man, you know what? I hope they don't freaking flag me for the music in the background. If I have to, I will, I guess, voice over it. This is 1 1/8 OD. Yeah, great. What's the ID? I bet that'll work. Jesus, freaking thing's so high. Nope. Nope. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go with this. I think that'll work. Same size roughly, because I mean it ain't gotta be perfect. Yeah, okay, these are gonna work. All right, now need a couple of like finger washers. One for the back side of the stinger and one for the front side to go against the grommet, and then one so the bolt don't go all the way through the stinger. And we need, oh man, another project for a customer.
Oh yeah.
Doing a YouTube video at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yep, 5/16. Oh, you're fine, man. You're fine.
You know what you are looking for or what?
Man, I'm looking for like a 5/16. That's too big. Yeah, about a 5/16 diameter hole, but not such a big OD. What is this, quarter? See, this would be perfect if it had the right hole in it. I could probably drill that. Yeah, it's too big on the outside.
Too big on the outside?
Yeah, if I could find some with the OD about like that, that'd be good. And I mean, that might work for me. I could put a smaller washer on the outside, but I'm trying to make it as aesthetically pleasing as I can for him, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
There's washers too, or what?
Yeah, there's washers in this one. Let me open all the washers.
Yeah, these have really big diameter inside holes.
Yeah.
I think these will work, man.
Think so?
Yeah, because what is that? What's that inner diameter?
This be too small? Right here?
Yeah, it'd be a little small. This says 3/8, but man, that'll work with a 5/16 bowl.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I think we got what we got. It ain't gonna be perfect, I know, but it's gonna be a lot better than what he had before on there. He's trying to make it look a little bit better than he had. I forgot to buy some paint. It was VHT brand. Nah, I don't have it. It'd be in a black can. Slow Rallies will have it. I need some paint to touch up some powder coat. But this right here, you know what? That right there, gloss sunbeam, that is super, super close to what I need. That or that one. What is that one called? Can you grab it for me? Oh, my hand's full.
This one right here?
Yeah. Look on the back by the barcode probably. Right there. Light yellow. Looks like a dark yellow to me, don't it?
A little bit.
Okay. If I ain't got to go over there, that'd be great. Because, yeah, it's darker than that yellow.
Yeah.
But that one's darker. I need something darker. Like this one right here, I think this would be good. Gloss sunbeam. So this is what we got. It is gloss sunbeam. I think that's pretty close. I painted some parts on my yellow Banshee I had years ago, and man, that was a perfect match, but I forgot what color it was. I wanted to say it was a VHT color, but regardless, I think this is gonna work all right. And Pepsi, well, that's for me. All right, let's fire up the old square body and get out of here. Back to the chop. All right, so let's fire this bad boy up. Hopefully she don't break down. This is her second trip to town since I've had it. Oh yeah. Oh, she ready. All right, let's go. Hey guys, I hope y'all are enjoying this video. I know it ain't like real instructional or nothing like that, like all my videos normally are, but it's been what, 5, 6, 7, probably even more than that years since I've done anything. Probably since 17, I think, since I've done any kind of video on YouTube. And I originally was just gonna record the process of getting the harness off, and I started shooting little clips here and there of what I was doing for the owner. And I'm like, man, I like this, so I just kind of kept doing it. Now you guys are watching. God knows how long this video is going to be, but headed home now, so we will catch up here in just a little while. I'm 20 miles from the casa, so I live 20 miles from any kind of little town and a little bit of community, like literally 20 people there maybe. Anyway, be back here in just a little bit. See you back at the shop. All right, I pulled the plastic off to make it easier, but got that all fixed up. That paint looks like it's going to be just fine. I was able to get it tapped out. So looky there, looky there. Screws right in. Screws in just fine. Now, actually, I'm not sure about that side, but it turns out this side here looks like they're just full of powder coat. He had those other bolts in there, I guess because they were small enough to slide all the way through and through bolt it, because he couldn't get a bolt in it. So I'm just gonna chase them, see if I can't get some regular old factory bolts through there. I found some somewhere. I don't know where I put them now, but let's see what happens. All right. A bit of Wesley D40. And I got a factory bolt here, which now I don't know if it's gonna be long enough because of the way I'm gonna rig it, but oh, look at there. Perfect. All right, hopefully I can get lucky on the other side. When you're chasing threads like this, or cleaning threads out, tapping threads, whatever you're doing, don't rush this, because it's tight right there. Just work it back and forth. See, it's stopping right there, straight across, but if you work it, it'll go. Just don't rush it, because then you will be taking a lot longer to do this. So we get 2 hands on it. Right, it did not want to give it up, but we got it all the way through there now. That's it, all the way through. All right. Flush it out with some brake cleaner. We got nice clean threads. WD-40. Just a regular old bolt with the same thread, and like butter. What I do is, these are the only grommets that we're gonna halfway work, and they're way too big, like way too big. So you can see my hand here, I cut a couple of sections out of the other one, just one at a time, and I was able to get it to fit in there. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side, and what we're gonna do is we'll go ahead and get it about where it needs to be, put some washers back here, and then bolt it up, and then it'll be good to go. Yeah, those spacers would have been better, but for $9 a piece, that's too much. Washers are way cheaper, and I'm trying to get this fixed up for them, you know, on a budget. And there comes the rain. All right, we're gonna go ahead and tighten this up. And that large washer there and that large washer there will sandwich that that grommet I put in there. I got the washers in the back for a spacer. And there it is. It would look better if this washer had the right size hole. It's got a 3/8 hole in it. This is a 8mm bolt, basically. So, I mean, yeah, it's sagging a little bit, but man, it's tight. It's bolted up like it should be. It's straight. That's gonna work better. those washers might have cost a few pennies as opposed to a $9 bushing. So I'm gonna do the other side, and then we're going to, I don't know what we're gonna do. I guess start on the pegs. See, that's what I did to the other grommet. And if you do something like this, always remember, it might seem a little bit small. Oh, my phone ain't focusing. It always may seem a little bit small at first, but you gotta remember it's gonna saddle. Whatever you're putting in is gonna saddle into this, so it's gonna expand once you get it in there. There we go. Okay, let's bolt her up. Again, trying with one hand. Yeah, it started. All right. I'm using this 1/4" drive little driver because my 3/8 drives, something's wrong with it. You pull the trigger once, it's fine. The second time, it's just really slow like that. It's been doing that for a hot minute, but I've also had it for about 10 years, so maybe time to upgrade. There we go. Pipes are tight. They're on there. They ain't going anywhere, and I didn't need to use any of my ugly hardware store bolts, so those go in the spare parts container, standard bolts. And there we go. Yeah, it's ugly, but plastic will cover it. It'll be all right. Like I said, it's better than big old spacers, price-wise. So this is what I wanted to tell you guys earlier. I mentioned it in the video on Facebook that I mentioned about the harness. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but look at that pipe. Look at the wiring. I mean, it's laying on it. That's the first thing I saw when I saw the bike. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be a good opportunity to build a harness and update the electrical system. So, yes, sir. All right, onward and upward. This is all I have right now to get me by the standard bolt. So it worked. All right, so we're pretty much to the point now where I need to get the master on it, stuff like that, kicker. But now it's the fun part. We need to replace the bungs, pegs. This one's good. The rear one on the other side is good. This one's bad on the other side, so I believe this one is gonna go here. I gotta get that one, of course, ground out of there, and it'll sit flush in the frame, and I weld that in. So never done one of these before, so here goes nothing. Time to destroy that pretty powder, but I'll patch it up the best that I can. He is aware that it's gonna see some heat here and stuff from all the welding and stuff. So let's see what happens. Change of plans. I just picked the grinder up, and my uncle calls and wants to know if I can come and help him do some weed eating. So I'm gonna run out there and do some weed eating, come back. By then it'll be dark, be a little cooler in the shop, and get back on the pegs. What's that? Is that my customers? Oh, I'm still working on it. Yeah, I got to do a lot of, well, not a lot, but I got to do some welding on it now.
It might. It's something real good, Walter.
Uh-oh.
That's the only thing bad about it.
Yeah.
It was working really good a while ago.
Well, you know what they say. It was running when it quit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's try putting some gas in it. Guys, I don't know how I get myself into these situations. Look what needs to be weed eated. Crap's 5 feet tall. He said weed eating. I thought he meant weed eating. This dude wants a motorcycle with this.
What do you think?
I think you better get after it. Oh, like I had said, when I was driving home from Cuero, I hope you guys like this different little style of video. I know this is way out of the ordinary for me, but it just kind of shows you, I guess, the other side, I guess, what I do when I'm not doing the Banshee stuff. But I ain't gonna bore you much with it, I promise, but oh gosh, I had to answer the phone. All right, well, let's get this done so we can get back on that Banshee, because I want to hear it run. Could have been working on the Banshee. No, got to come over here and help. Be a good Samaritan and mess with a weed eater that falls apart every 5 minutes. All right, guys, I hope you guys didn't mind a little outro there with me at my uncle's house. It's just about a minute and a half worth of video. I just wanted to kind of share what kind of goes on sometimes. But hope you guys enjoyed it. That video, we're at about 46 minutes now, and that's probably the longest video I've ever done, and I don't think I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm just gonna post it it is what it is. I'll continue, a new video tomorrow when I start the pegs. I know it's a long video, but maybe somebody will watch it while they're at work, or watch it in parts or whatever. I'm editing everything on my phone right now, so I don't know how I'd even cut that in half and start it and put an intro and outro and all that mess in it. So anyway, it's a long video. I'm sorry, but hopefully it's good. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. You guys have a good night or day or whatever it may be for you right now. But yeah, I got my Crocs on already. But yeah, you can see I was ready. I had my grinder out, had the grinding wheel on it and flap wheel, and I had a cutting wheel there. My other batteries on charge. I had my corded one on backup because I know that was gonna go dead. But anyway, yeah, my uncle called and I had to go help him out. So we got that done, taken care of. So tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow's another day, guys. If you stuck out the whole video, I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys, and let me know what you thought about it. And someday I will be back doing these videos again, how-tos and stuff like that. I still do own a bike. Sorry, Banshee. I know it's a Banshee. I read how people call them bikes all day long on Facebook and stuff like that, and it just sticks in my head. But I do have a Banshee still, and it needs to be completely redone, so it would be a good candidate for a video. But anyway, I need to put some paper towels on those carburetors. That's really the main reason I came out here. Make sure everything else is closed up, sealed up, and I'm gonna go in the house and get me some rest. Guys, thanks again for hanging out. Later.